Hey guys, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to my channel. One of the things I've been really struggling with is the inspiration behind my slide. I've talked about slides on this channel a lot of times over the last couple weeks, last couple months, because it is the number one way to visualize for your manifestation. And I have manifested so much. I'm at a really great point in my life and feeling like, okay, what is next? And that is where you leverage your intuition to help you, guide you, develop what it is that's going to come next in your life. And I have been stuck here. I've had to take a step back. What is it that I really want? Getting clear on what that is. What is it exactly that I want to work on? What is my intention? What I find is that when you don't have anything you're working on and you're kind of gliding through life, you're getting pulled in this direction and the focus drifts away, as does all of that inspiration when things are just showing up, when you're in alignment with that outer intention that makes life so amazing and fun and like, wow, did the universe just actually deliver that to me in that way? Sorry, I'm losing my voice today. And so that it's not the only reason why I manifest. And I'm so excited about manifesting. I've said it so many times. My journey started with this intense desire to learn how to be intuitive, to learn how to be psychic. And then as the doors kept opening and opening for me, and I kept on down this spiritual path, I learned about manifestation. I learned that you can create the reality that you want to live. And through that deep connection with my intuition, I started to practice and put all of the pieces together. And the biggest thing I've got, yes, have I manifested the life that I want? Yes. Do I have great relationships with my kids now? If you've been with me for a long time, you realize that you'll remember that during my divorce, I struggled with my son. And now things have come so far. The house that I live in, the partner that I have, the divorce, and working through that divorce, just so many different things that came to fruition. And as you're manifesting, as you're seeing those things come to life, come to play, show up for you, in that moment, you don't even half the time realize that that's what's happening. But every step of the way, when the universe gives you something and puts something in your path, it's the most rewarding part of all of it, and I love it. So anyway, where I've been recently is in this limbo. I'm working on things, I have things I'm interested in, but the slides, the process hasn't felt quite right. And if you're interested in workshopping that with me, let me know in the comments and we can put together some material. I can put that together for you and we can workshop together on creating that really good slide that works for you. But I always say go back to the basics. It's the number one thing. If you're struggling in anything in life, you go back to the basics. You start at the foundation. And I remembered the ladder technique that Neville Goddard shared, because last night I finally got the slide together. It was working, it was jiving, I was feeling good about it, and I was running it as I was going to sleep and feeling so good and feeling so powerfully connected to it. Whereas before it was kind of flat. It didn't feel quite right. It didn't feel like it was easy to visualize. And so if it's not easy to visualize, you're not going to be in tune with it and it's not really going to bring you anything. And so it took me back to the first time I did this technique from Neville Goddard. So basically, as you're falling asleep at night before you go to bed, you envision yourself kind of like running the slide of you climbing a ladder. You feel each step on the ladder rung and you move your hand and your foot and you just feel it, and you go up the ladder and you go down the ladder. And the first time I did this, I think I did it for 3 nights, maybe 4 nights. And as Neville Goddard tells you to do it, every night as you're going to sleep, you climb that ladder. You climb that ladder until it shows up in your life. Someone asks you to climb the ladder. And so I'm doing this every single night to the point where I felt like when I woke up in the morning, I hadn't slept all night. I was working so hard climbing this ladder. So I climbed the ladder, I climbed the ladder, I climbed the ladder, and I was exhausted in the morning, and I did it again the next night, and I did sleep better the subsequent nights, and I climbed that ladder. And I don't remember what day it was. It wasn't very long. It could have been 2 or 3 days after, maybe it was 4 days after I did the exercise. I was driving home from, I think, picking my daughter up at daycare and taking her home, and I come to a four-way stop that I drive past every day, and these two older people in my neighborhood were carrying this ladder. You would never expect these people to be carrying this ladder, and there they were with the ladder. And so if you need a step back to go back to the basics, I want to tell you this is a powerful reminder of how things work, how your mind can shift into creating the reality and get you focused back on that slide. And so last night when I was doing my slide, I finally felt connected to it, and I was in that same state where I woke up this morning so exhausted from doing that work on my slide last night all night. So I'd love to hear where you're stuck so we can work through that together. I'm putting together some things on some materials on resetting your manifestation process because I love it so much. It's my joy. It's so much fun to see things come into fruition, and it's fun learning the process and practicing the process. And I am here to help guide you and work with you together so we can be powerful manifestors and get whatever it is that we want and have fun on this journey, right? It shouldn't be hard. It should be fun. So put in the comments where you're getting stuck, and I am excited to start working on putting some materials together.